Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about the Odion deck and doing some combos. I will be giving you also some tips and tricks about it, and also some deck cards which you can play in the deck, how to counter the meta, and also how you can restructure your deck depending on your locals and the meta, the current meta or the next meta, and stuff like that. So Odion is basically a deck which revolves around the Treasure of the Kings, the Man with the Mark, Anubis the Last Judge, and its Apophis monsters. This is a pure deck, which we are going to be talking about, including with some tech cards which you can play in this deck, and they go along really well with the deck. So let's start off with the first card in the deck, which is the field spell, Treasure of the Kings. This one says that while it's on the field, its name is Temple of the Kings, which is an old card, a continuous spell. It copies its name on the field. Also, on activation, you can set one Apophis Trap monster from your deck. This card's name becomes a Temple of the Kings while in the field zone. Once per turn, if you have 2 or more set cards on your field or a trap in your graveyard, you can add one monster that mentions Temple of the Kings from your deck to your hand. The targets can be the Man with the Mark, Merciless Scorpion of Circuit, or Anubis the Last Judge in this case. The next card on the list is the Man with the Mark himself, Odion. And this card on normal or special summon can take one Temple of the Kings or a spell or trap that mentions it, which in this case is Treasure of the Kings, OG Temple of the Kings, or Verdict of Anubis, which is also a really nice card. And also, he says, while you control Temple of the Kings, this card and Apophis monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Temple of the Kings you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Basically, it means that Treasure of the Kings, Temple of the Kings, all of the Apophis trap monsters, including Divine Serpent Apophis, which is the fusion monster, cannot be destroyed by card effects or by battle, including the Man with the Mark himself, while you control the Man with the Mark and Temple of the Kings on the field, both simultaneously. The next card on the list is Anubis the Last Judge. He is the searcher for the Man with the Mark. He also has an inherit summon from the graveyard or from the hand, which you can special summon him by just shuffling 2 different traps from your graveyard into the deck, or actually just putting them on the bottom of the deck. But you have to have 3 different traps with different names or more in the deck to do so, and it's not once per turn as well. And also he has another effect which says if a spell or trap you control is destroyed by card effect, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Next card on the list is Merciless Scorpion of Circuit, which is searchable by Treasure of the Kings, as we stated before. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing one level 10 or higher monster from your hand or deck while you control Temple of the Kings. Next one is once per turn during your main phase, you can add one Temple of the Kings or one spell or trap that mentions it from your deck to your hand. He also has another effect which is really cool, to take down any monsters that have a higher attack than any of your monsters in your deck. And it says, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy that opponent's monster, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack. He cannot attack again, but basically you can take away some really big monster on the field, and it's also at the start of the damage step where very few cards can activate. Next, we're gonna talk about the Apophis Trap monsters. Let's talk about the new one that came out in Maze of the Masters. You can special summon this card as a normal monster. This card is also still a trap. Then you can set one Apophis Trap card from your deck, except Apophis the Serpent. It can be activated this turn. It can also search out Embodiment of Apophis, which is the useless one, but we are playing it, and we will show you why in the video. Next one on the list is Apophis the Swamp Deity himself. He is an Omni-Negate. What else is there to say? While you control another trap monster on the field, Next card is ridiculous in this deck because it is so easy to get. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control 2 or more other spells or traps, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then if you control Temple of the Kings, you can destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the total original attack of those destroyed monsters. And it's also a counter trap. And you can basically go for an OTK against some decks which you're playing against. Next cards are actually some tech cards that we're playing in this deck. First one on the list is Small World, which you can search out any of the starters for this deck, like the Man with the Mark or Anubis the Last Judge, with any hand trap in the deck. We'll talk about it, we'll discuss it later on in the video. Then we're playing Gallant Granite, which is a searcher for Lord of the Heavenly Prison. We're also playing that. That monster can set any spell or trap during your opponent's turn, and we can also activate it on the same turn with Temple of the Kings. Next card is Statue of Anguish Pattern and Silhouette Rabbit. Silhouette Rabbit can set any trap monster that we have in the deck on the field on summon. And in this case, usually we're setting Statue of Anguish Pattern, but if we do draw Statue of Anguish Pattern, we can set any of the Apophis trap monsters in that case. Statue of Anguish Pattern says special summon this card as an effect monster. This card is also still a trap card. If summoned this way, this card cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects while you control another trap card that is a monster. If a card is special summoned from your spell and trap zone to the monster zone, while this card is a monster, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. Basically not once per turn, pop after you summon any of your trap monsters. So basically this is all the important cards that we will talk about in this intro. Let's get on with the combos and the tricks and all the rest of the video. So let's start out with the first combo. The first combo goes like this. You need to have the Man with the Mark and also one more spell or trap, any spell or trap that you can set afterwards, and you'll see why. So first off, we go with normal summon the Man with the Mark effect to search out Treasure of the Kings. Then we activate Treasure of the Kings. Treasure of the Kings on activation will set us one Apophis trap, which will be Apophis the Serpent. We're gonna set that guy here. Then we're gonna proceed with setting our second spell or trap, because Treasure of the Kings wants us to have at least 2 set spell or traps on the field, or at least 1 trap in the graveyard. So after we set the second spell or trap, we go and activate the effect of Treasure of the Kings to search out a monster that mentions Temple of the Kings, which will be Merciless Scorpion of Circuit. Merciless Scorpion of Circuit is has an inherit summon, which says you can banish 1 level 10 or higher monster from your deck or hand to special summon this guy. We will proceed to banish Nibiru. Then using his effect, we're gonna search out OG Temple of the Kings, and then with the OG Temple of the Kings, we're gonna activate it, and then we can now activate 1 set spell or trap. We're gonna activate Apophis the Serpent. Apophis the Serpent is gonna set us another Omni Negate, which will be Apophis the Swamp Deity. We're gonna set that. Now we're gonna overlay 2 level 4s into Gallant Granite. Gallant Granite effect, which we will search as a rock monster, and make sure you detach Apophis the Serpent, because when he's sent to the graveyard, he can search out another card. We're gonna send him, and we're gonna search out Lord of the Heavenly Prison. He's gonna be in our hand. We're gonna place him right here. Then on New Chain, we're gonna activate Apophis the Serpent, which he will search out Embodiment of Apophis. This guy can help you out a lot, even though he doesn't do anything by its own. You'll see why afterwards. Now we're gonna go with these 2 guys, Merciless Scorpion and Gallant Granite. We're gonna go off into Silhouette Rabbit. Silhouette Rabbit on summon will set us Statue of Anguish Pattern on the field. And right now we have 3 sets over here, which are really good sets, especially if you also have this in your hand when you're starting with the combo. That is another Omni Negate on the field. And for example, if you have this guy, this is going to be your 4th set on the field. You will proceed to activate Lord of the Heavenly Prison by showing it in your hand. And next turn he can also set another spell or trap, and combined with the OG Temple of the Kings, you can activate it the same turn it was set. So let's put him out here. So we end our turn over here, and next turn in the draw phase you want to do it like this. You want to activate, sorry, not that card. You want to activate Statue of Anguish pattern. On resolution, Lord of the Heavenly Prison will activate. You can special summon him from the hand if he's revealed from the last turn, and he will set us any spell or trap from the deck. And usually, if this is not post side, if it's the first game in the round, you're gonna set Verdict of Anubis. This card says that you can chain it to a spell or trap your opponent has activated, and you can negate it and also destroy all of his monsters and deal half of the combined damage of their attack. And it's also a counter trap. But you also have to have 3 or more spells or traps on the field, and also control Temple of the Kings, which is this one or this one. This is OG Temple of the Kings, but Treasure of the Kings also says that its name is Temple of the Kings on the field. So you set this guy here, and now if we put this here and this here, now you have 3 more zones where you can summon your Trap Apophis monsters, which is Embodiment of Apophis and 2 Swamp Deities. 2 Omni Negates, 1 more for the pop, for example. This guy can pop spell or trap once per turn, and this guy is not once per turn. And also, if you summon another Trap Apophis monster, he's untargetable. This is the first combo. Let's go to the second one. Let's proceed with the second combo. This combo is also a 2-card combo, in which case you do not see the Man with the Mark on it or Anubis the Last Judge in your hand, and you only see Treasure of the Kings. The field spell, you proceed to activate your field spell. The field spell on activation will set you any Apophis trap monster, which will be Apophis the Serpent. You will set him and another spell or trap card. In this case, we're going to choose Apophis the Swamp Deity. Now you will proceed to search out Merciless Scorpion of Circuit. Merciless Scorpion of Circuit, you will special summon him. He's also going to search out OG Temple of the Kings. Then you will proceed to activate Apophis the Serpent. Sorry. He will set another Apophis the Swamp Deity, which he also says that you can activate it this turn. You will activate it, set it on the field as a trap monster, and now you will go into Divine Serpent of Apophis. He can do a contact fusion with 2 Trap Apophis monsters. We will send these guys to the graveyard to summon him. He can activate his effect to target up to 3 with different names Apophis trap monsters in your graveyard and set them on the field. You will proceed to set them. And now you have 2 bodies with which you can go, because you have a better option. This guy can pop 1 card per turn, once per turn, soft once per turn. But you have a better option. You will go into Link 2, into Silhouette Rabbit here. Silhouette Rabbit is gonna set Statue of Anguish pattern here. And that is the combo. It's very simple. You do lose out on Lord of the Heavenly Prison, but it's not that big of a deal because you have multiple pops, 1 spell or trap pop. You also have this guy, which on the next turn can also set you another copy of Apophis the Swamp Deity. Here you go, and you can activate it on the same turn. And if this is the case, I think you're winning, because you have 3 more zones where you can negate, pop, 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 and not including the hand traps that you will have in your hand, or any other interruption that you might have, depending on the situation, depending on what you draw and stuff like that. That was the second combo. Okay, so now let's talk about some deck trap cards that you can play in this deck, which is really easy to play all of these cards. I mean, not all in the same deck, but as a sense of that you can play it depending on the current meta, depending on your locals, what everyone is playing, and you can put this in your main deck or side deck, whichever you want. That is up to you. And all of these cards you can play on one. You don't have to play three, unless it's really mandatory to play that card at 3 because you really want to see it, for example. But most of the cases, 99% of the time, you want to play these at 1, depending on whether it's inside or main deck. And each and every card of that you can see right here can be set with Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and can be activated on the same turn because of Temple of the Kings. It's that easy. It's really sick. What else can I say? Like skill drain, mind drain, and soul drain. This one turns off hand effects. This one field effects. This one turns off banishment and graveyard effects. The barrier, you know it, turns off any extra deck monster except links, for example. Tyrant's Terrorate, for example, is a really nice card. It's really good against the new decks like K9 Vanquish Soul, also against Yummy and Dracutail, because they all tend to, in any way, they tend to activate effects on the field and in the hand. For example, this one says tribute 2 monsters. Effects of effect monsters that activate in the hand or on the field cannot be activated. Really sick card. Recommend playing that in the deck. It's a pretty old print. There is no reprint for this card, but I think you can find it and it's really cheap. Next card here is Imperial Iron Wall. For example, against Maliss, it says neither player can banish cards, but also against the Lunalights, for example, currently. With the new support, they are busted. Eradicator Epidemic Virus is a must-have card. If in your locals, for example, there's someone playing Sky Strikers, you can turn them off basically immediately with this card. Artifact Sanctum is another card which you might want to play to get Lancia easily against Maliss or any other decks that banish a lot. DDG also turns off Fiendsmith, Blue Eyes, and decks like that. This one, I love this card. It has helped me out a lot previously with any other decks that I have played. Anti-Spell Fragrance, the same as, let's say, Eradicator Epidemic Virus, but a little bit slower than that. Maybe, I don't know, depending on the situation. Deck Devastation Virus, the same as Eradicator. Like, for example, this one, all monsters you control and all cards they draw until all those monsters with 1,500 or less attack. So basically it destroys any monsters with 1,500 or less attack in their hand, and on the next 3 turns, if they draw a monster like that, they have to destroy it and send it to the graveyard. This is especially good against Yummy, for example, and also the Black Goat Laughs. We all know this particular card. They just announced a reprint for this card in the tins in 2025, which you can easily get now and much cheaper, maybe. We'll see. So yeah, these are some of the tech cards, and there's another card which I will showcase now on the video, which you can see. But to be honest, that one only counters Vanquish Soul decks and not any other deck in particular in the current meta. But to each their own. For example, I would recommend playing Tyrant's Terrorate, because this one can also counter Vanquish Soul K9 and basically 70 to 80% of the decks right now that are being played. This one is a much better choice, but I just wanted to showcase that card as well.